Parks and Recreation Commissioners. Tonight is Monday, September 12th at 7:30 p.m. at a regularly scheduled Parks and Recreation meeting. Public officials and city staff with us this evening. To my left, Ms. Miranda Gross, Deputy City Clerk and HR Administrator, and DPW Superintendent, Mr. Dan Ladd. Seeing that our chair, Mr. O'Rourke, is not present this evening, I'd like to toss it over to Mr. Robertson to chair this evening, if that's all right with you.
Okay.
Or Ms. Fernandez, whoever.
I'll find this how she wants to do it.
Nope. Oh, you're good. You're posted at the center table.
Not by design, okay. Well, okay, let's stand for the pledge to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, could we have a roll call, please?
Arnold? Here. Fernandez?
Here.
Johnson?
Here.
Thank you. Macy?
Here.
O'Rourke? Palmer? And Robertson.
Here.
All right, so we do have a quorum.
Request any agenda changes? That'd be no. Approval of the minutes for the June 13th meeting. Anybody?
Move
to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
If there are any audience members with us in attendance who would like to speak, you have 3 minutes to address the board. Please state your name and address. And if there are any electronic participation, please press *9 to unmute and *6 to raise your hand. Seeing none, online or in person.
Unfinished business, none. New business, also none. Discussion, first item, farmer's market update.
I can take that.
Okay.
So our 2022 season has been off to a really great start. We have 7 more markets remaining, so I would strongly encourage the board and the public to come and visit us. Both of our farm vendors, Van Hootie and Springbrook Farms, have a variety of produce, corn, asparagus, potatoes. They have apples, so a lot of fruits and veggies are readily available. Over the past few months, about once a month, we've been hosting festivals. Our most recent one, we had record turnout of 26 vendors, which is tremendous growth in comparison to how last year was. So we've definitely seen an increase in vendor interest and participation, in addition to a wide variety of people who are looking to come out and share their artisan produce products and homemade goods. So it's been a really good season. I'd like to also shout out our management intern, Miss Kaylee Hall. She's been assisting me with the administration of the market. She's been on site every single Wednesday, helping the vendors with setup and also just being a point of contact for people who may have questions at their visit. So it's been a really good season so far, and we're looking forward to the developments that are happening at our public safety campus, which will lead into discussion item number 2. But we are looking to potentially plan for some type of event, like a harvest festival for next month as we wrap up our 2022 season, which may include some music, maybe a ceremony of sorts, but we're pleased with what's going on next door. If there's any questions, the commissioner may have.
Do those festivals take place on the day of the So
Yes.
on Wednesdays, so like if you have a harvest festival, that would be on the day.
Yep, and we advertise the events through our Facebook page. So we've been using our social media as a way to get the word out of, hey, we've got some music or a food truck coming out. And we've seen really good feedback from those events, and it seems like more people are interested, so we're pleased.
And I just want to remind the commissioners that are here and online that when you see those notices come up in the Facebook page for the farmers market, that you need to share it. That'll up our online presence, but it'll also get more people to know about it. It's a great event. I have to say, I was out there a couple weeks ago, and those tomatoes look beautiful. I had time to share the can, but I don't. But they were very pretty, just beautiful bushels of food and veggies and fruits. It would look delicious.
Thank you.
Okay, Wall Lake Trail update.
Good evening, Commissioners. So the Trailway update, if you've been by the campus over by the bridge that we're anticipating opening next month, been doing a lot of mediation over there on the contaminated soils, working with WRC to make sure everything is done properly and to benefit the community, keeping everything safe, everybody's safe. Reshaping the ditch, removed all the brush that was around there, creating a flood bank for the Greenway drain, which will enhance the water quality, which has been a topic of discussion for the Greenway drain. So working with the county, and the contractor is a vendor-approved contractor for the Drain Commission. They do a lot of their drain maintenance. They have a 5-year contract with them, I think, and they pretty much get it upgraded every year or every 5 years. I think probably the bridge opening ceremony is going to take place during the Farmers Market Festival.
Great.
So it'll be a good event. We're going to, they should be putting seed straw down tomorrow on the west side of the bridge, and then they're going to work their way east up towards the culvert by the crossing. So it's gonna look good. It's a great project. Good for water quality. Good for Wolverine Lake, and good for Wall Lake residents too. Any questions? I guess the only other thing I could add is we've also been maintaining the trailway very aggressively with the new equipment that we purchased, brush hog that goes out to the side of the tractor 5 feet, so we can keep the brush back far enough so it doesn't grow up in an overhang, and then it's much more difficult to maintain. So that has worked out great. It's a good piece of equipment for the city to purchase. That's pretty much it.
We do our own maintenance on our part of the trail.
That's correct, yes.
And the police also maintain it too. They have a presence on the trail.
Yes.
Wall Lake Beach update.
Okay, that takes us to the beach update. Well, the beach is probably about 90% done for the phase 1. We haven't really got started too much on the phase 2 yet, other than some benches that we've put together and got placed down there, some extra benches. But all the sand has been relocated, moved around, cleaned up. This new concrete sidewalks were poured, so the beach was open for the summer festival. We all saw it. We've got the contractor that did the underground, the storm work and the asphalt and the cement work. They need to come back and finish a couple of small things to touch up. So we're just waiting for them to get in there and get done. And then we're discussing fencing, new fencing for the beach, and try to get that in this fall after people are pretty much done using it, and we can kind of close it up and get in there and do some work.
The fencing will be along the parking spots?
So we're having a lot of discussions about that right now. We're not positive. A lot of people do like the openness of it. However, there are some security issues. So that's up to the corner of the city manager, I guess. And then there's also discussion of a new fence for sure along the east side of the beach where the dilapidated wooden privacy fence is. That property is up for sale right now, so, you know, we're trying to figure out the best approach to that.
Could you remind us, what are some of the, in phase 2, what are some of the things?
Some of the things were new lighting, redoing all the concrete, creating a wall, putting in a bioswale. But the costs were just too great. The bids came in a couple $100,000 over budget, or over estimate. So we decided to scale back, use some of the stuff that we currently have, just, you know, it's better than it was in the spring, that's for sure, before we started phase 1. That's pretty much it. It's, fencing, benches, new sidewalks, lighting.
Okay, is the parks update also you, Dan?
Yes. Parks update, well, one of them we just did was the beach. It's one of our parks. The Trailway, it's our new linear park. Went through that one already. Sims Park, we had summer concerts all summer long. We're down there every Wednesday, got it cut, weed whipped, looking really good. Every week we empty the trash cans twice a week. There's a lot of usage at Sims Park, probably our most used park other than the beach. The Trailway is very popular, but we don't get a lot of trash on the Trailway. And then we did do last fall, of course, the new parking at Marshall Taylor Park, which has worked out great. Got a lot of compliments, a lot of people are very happy to see that instead of the old muddy gravel parking lot.
Absolutely. I mean, I live right there,
Yeah.
so yeah, no, it's real nice now.
Yeah, that was a good project. I'm glad to get that done. On the campus, we've done some landscaping out front at the entrance and around the ponds over there for the retention basins. Everything's coming in, growing, healthy, good. We put an irrigation system in so we could keep it watered, so everything's looking really good. Any questions on any of the parks?
No, pretty much covers it, I guess.
Okay. I gotta add one thing, we are gonna purchase, council approved purchase of a leaf vac that we can put on the back of our zero-turn lawnmower, the Public Works Department. So we'll be able to clean the leaves up at all the parks and on the campus instead of just mulching them and leaving all the debris. With the oak trees, you get a lot of acid, so the grass doesn't grow underneath those areas. So with us being able to remove them, it'll be, hopefully it'll green up and be, a lot cleaner and look a lot nicer. And a lot less dust for the guys running the mowers.
Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss that's not on here?
Just a couple questions, and I do have, I want to say. We have at Riley Park, the new playground equipment.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
It's great.
Sure.
And then is there other parks getting new playground equipment?
There was discussion of Marshall Taylor getting some new equipment, maybe removing some of the older equipment that doesn't really fit or get used as much. They kind of overdid it when they did the park. It doesn't get as much use as what it used to. I think the community's an older community now. There's not as many kids who used to be.
Yeah.
So there was discussion of that. We pretty much met our budget with doing Riley Park. It was a pretty expensive piece of equipment that was installed. That project went great. It has the poured in place rubber matting instead of wood chips or stones or sand, so it's really clean. It looks clean. It's very comfortable to walk on. It's soft. You can go in it barefoot if you want. You don't have to worry about getting something stuck in your foot. The equipment has just been used a lot. The kids love it. Parents are super happy about it. The parking lot being redone also helped a lot. It's really, really nice. We got all the landscaping done around it, just basically the grass level cleaned up. It grew in really nice this summer, so it turned out great.
Speaking of Riley Park, then that leads to my next comment, and maybe there's some history on this that I don't know, but so my wife and I, we walked the dog up to Riley Park and checked out the playground equipment. It looks great, and just looking at that whole park and the new parking lot and how many parking spaces there are, I just look at that venue as, it would be a really nice venue for our concerts. Because you've got the gazebo right there where that could be the stage. And I think you've got more parking there at Riley Park. And it kind of like is down in the downtown area where people might go to the businesses for dinner before. I don't know, I just kind of looked at that and thought, wow, would this be a cool place for our summer concerts? And I don't know if they ever were there before, if
Well,
it was
we've had
ever,
some there.
if that was ever thought about before.
Yeah, no, there's been concerts there.
Is there? Yeah,
The library used to do their reading, summer reading there.
Yeah. So I don't know, I'm just throwing it out if there's ever a thought or something to think about maybe moving our summer concerts to there. I don't know if it would attract more people too, and again to our downtown area and help our businesses a little bit. I just looking at that setting, I just thought it was really a neat setting for our summer concerts. It could be. So just throwing that out.
When was the last time the gazebo was repainted?
I think it was restained, all the red, and the columns were painted probably about 8 years ago, 6 years ago.
I replaced a bunch of wood not too long ago.
We replaced some, there was some rotten wood, and there was some vandalism down there. We had to clean up, they kicked out a couple of the railings.
Right.
And we had to clean it up, but, so the gazebo I think now is probably about 22 years old, 23 years old. And we're gonna probably need a discussion about what to do with it. It's gonna need to be resurfaced, all new deck boards, repainted. It needs a new roof now. So that's a discussion that's gonna have to come up. Is it gonna be cost effective? Does it get used enough? It doesn't seem to get a lot of use that I see, but I'm not here on the weekends unless I have to be. So.
Okay.
There is electric there though, for the bands and, so, at the gazebo. There's plenty of power set up for the bands.
Well, definitely would have some use if we decided to run concerts there, right? But, yeah, I'm not sure how much use it gets either. Currently, and unfortunately I didn't get to a concert this year, I went to a couple last year. Do we bring in a stage or down there?
No, it's just underneath the pavilion.
That's right. That's right. I remember. That's my fault.
If we're all set then, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I say it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Next.